Move on and just want to talk about some cues. First of all, let's see how the dollar index is doing. That's going to be important today because we didn't have money market, of course, trading yesterday, and there's a bit of a dollar strength that we have. So, and of course, crude's inching up as well. So there could be a bit of a move on the currency today. So that's something to watch out for. And apart from that, other interesting bit, in terms of ADR check, just looking, Tata Motors ADR was up 10.5%. So that could be an interesting stock because that stock normally reacts to the news flow around JLR. And yesterday, of course, though there was that April Fool's prank, but apart from that also, the stock looked good. In fact, Prakash, good morning. Tata Motors once again making a move towards 200. Last time it got heavily sold into. At 200. You reckon something similar will happen this time?
Difficult to say, first and foremost, whether that move can sustain because, there's been enough and more circulating that this was a prank and, the valuation of 30 billion and all of those, there are lots of data points that really don't kind of match up. So I don't think on the back of this news, it's going to be. It's just that a little bit of positivity in Tata Motors sales numbers globally will trigger some sort of short covering. But the unfortunate part with Tata Motor number dissemination is that those 3-4 different days of the month, it's very difficult for the stock to sustain on all those 3-4 data points being released. It's not just one day that it has to grapple with. You have one good day and 2 bad days, and again you're back to square one. So. That's been impacting it. Of course, the numbers have to also be positive to back this up. But my sense is it will take a while, and then once it crosses 200, it'll of course move to the 220, 225 zones. Yes.
Okay. Prakash, more importantly, yes or no, would you buy Eicher because Dasari has taken over as CEO?
I would. There's a huge change. In fact, that's the larger part of the news flow today. Not only the fact that he's had a stellar track record in moving things operationally into a very efficient zone with dealerships and things like that, but importantly, the Volvo Eicher business, which has been a big drag on Eicher Motors P&L, could resuscitate itself very, very distinctly, because that's his area of specialization as well. And of course, Royal Enfield needs that nurture and oversight on a hands-on kind of a basis, which was slightly missing for the last couple of years.
Okay. Basically, after looking at the auto numbers, what will you buy?
So, I think March numbers could probably signal the bottoming out of the sales slowdown is my sense. You could probably start May onwards, April, May onwards, as we go into monsoon and all that, things could look up for the two-wheelers at least. But I would actually now start sticking my neck out and buying a Maruti as well.
So Rajiv Bajaj told us at least, I think, 2 more months, right? June.
Yeah, so that it could have an inventory spillover depending on who's, holding how much in terms of a backlog. Hero MotoCorp, for instance, has always had these 5 lakh plus kind of numbers to be comfortable. It's a margin, it's a product mix that actually impacts their financials end of the day.
Only Maruti at the moment?
I think that's where you will see the first. Eicher is, this change because now makes it look very different than what it was, let's say, till yesterday.
Okay, the other stock that I wanted to ask you about was Godrej Properties. Very good numbers coming in, record high quarterly sales. Would you buy that stock?
I think that has been a stock that we've never recommended a exit from. In fact, a lot of questions come up on Talkback when we do this investor response program, and the kind of move that it had from that 680 to 800 plus, people thought that it was too soon, too fast. But my sense is that Godrej will probably justify these valuations even going forward, given the way they've been able to do that asset light JDA model across markets across India, and not just Bombay or the NCR. So I think the salience is still very clearly embedded, and you could probably see a little bit of re-rating continue.
Okay, Zee, Prakash, how do you approach that stock? Because yesterday there's promoters selling. Now obviously the lenders seem to be giving up a bit here. A bit of a
share selling.
Could be that. Bit of a deja vu here, or do you want to buy the dip?
No. So I really don't. There's a paradox at work here, Anuj, and we've talked about this even last time this report came when the Zee promoters had exited sometime, I remember, early Feb. You're talking about them asking lenders to hold on till that moratorium is this thing. There's a stake sale that every time we keep on hearing some very big names feature in that list, in the buying list. And here you have a little bit of a stake sale as well. So it does tell you that all is not well in terms of what the promoters' anxiety levels are in terms of getting out of the business at this particular price. So I don't think buying is recommended at all. In fact, you need to question whether, at this huge run-up that the stock has seen, whether it's justified to hold on further and kind of, unnecessarily risk your gains.
Okay.
So I think people need to take a decision to probably, pair some profits and shed some weight.
Okay, just looking at the pre-opening rates, first of all, the currency is slightly weak. That was, of course, on expected line, but not too much, actually, just about 0.1% or thereabouts. So that's dollar-rupee pair, which is up for you. Tata Motors
12
is...
pice cheaper, the rate.
Yes,
69.27 versus
yes.
69.15.
So, okay, 0.2% now. Tata Motors is the top gainer on the Nifty for now. 2.5% higher is what you have on that. Perhaps taking you from ADR over there. Apart from that, you have IT stocks doing well. Tech Mahindra is higher a bit. ONGC is inching up. IndusInd Bank. But there's still some rates which are all over the place. So perhaps let's wait for these rates to settle out. Prakash, thoughts on IndusInd Bank? That's the one stock where you have had a one-way rally. Yesterday was the first decline. But you reckon it's still got some legs towards its previous high?
That 2100 zone, 21, 22, whatever, it definitely is not unthinkable. I mean, this is one stock that could, once it starts moving, it could rally all the way, 7-8% in a few days is not so difficult. But what's happened of late is financials is where, most of the profit taking has come in. It wasn't just a March end phenomenon, but yesterday what we saw in the last 1 hour of trade, and I think before the RBI policy, which is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, you will see a little bit of profit booking from most of these names. So all the good stuff has got priced in very quickly, very unexpectedly. So within 2 weeks, you've had banks doing 20%, 15%, which is unthinkable otherwise for large balance sheets. But once it stabilizes, I think then there will be a allocation amongst investors to look at what kind of banks they want to put longer term money behind, and their IndusInd could probably feature. But I wouldn't buy it today or till the RBI policy is out.
Vertical run-up, no taking away from that. But I think at the moment markets are looking like they're going to be starting on the front foot. It looks reasonably green, and 11,720 almost. It touched 25, now at 11,715. Let's see if the magical number is reached today at all.